Okay, there we go. It probably helped if I unmuted everyone.
Oh,
Yeah,
hi.
there we go. Let's try it again.
Okay.
Good.
Awesome. All right.
Hello.
Well, as I was saying, um, before we get started here, let's go ahead and do a little bit of a recap. Um, and if I leave anything out, um, anyone feel free to jump in and fill in the blanks where I may have missed something. But basically, last time, the group here ended up on the planet Bespin, and the plan was to drop off some cargo to a contact that Varesk knows. And during that first kind of meeting, things were a little bit awkward. Um, the the main contact that Varesk was looking for, his name is Overseer, and he has sort of a group of henchmen around this sort of tower on Bespin here. And they kindly requested that you all give up your weapons. Um, or something to that effect. And there was a little bit, everyone was a little bit unsure. So to sort of compromise for everything, Varesk ended up handing over his rifle to them while he was escorted inside, and the other two stayed outside on the landing pad near the ship. Once inside, Vres got to know a little bit more. Sorry, who's typing?
It's me.
Okay,
Sorry.
no, it's okay. While Varesk was being escorted inside, he learned a little bit more about the reasoning behind these sort of awkward conversations and encounters. And he did eventually come face to face with his old friend, Overseer, who was, to say, for lack of a better word, wasn't very happy to see him. Um, Overseer had Varesk's rifle in hand and asked him some questions about it, but eventually giving it back and said that once this cargo deal was done and over with, he did not care to see Varesk ever again. Um, and out on the landing pad, things started to get a little uneasy as some of the um, henchmen or thugs, I guess you could call them, were questioning a little bit what Varesk called his bodyguards of sorts. Um, and right before we ended, we saw these sort of henchmen begin to raise their weapons at our two quote unquote bodyguards. Um, yeah, right before we ended. And that is kind of where we'll get started here. As we now have, let me just make sure my counting is correct here. So we've got two of these henchmen on the landing pad. Excuse me. And then we also have two on a. Couldn't really come up with a better name, but I think Lil and I both called it sort of like a forklift sort of vehicle that sort of floats in the air. So there's two on two henchmen on those as well, and there's a second one that looks like it is also approaching. So with that being that, We'll start with the two of you on the landing pad. You see these henchmen slowly begin to raise their let's see, they have blaster pistols. Slowly begin to raise their blaster pistols, and you can hear the sort of flick as each of them sort of, I guess, turns on their, or I guess turns off their sort of safety mechanism, and you can hear that flick on. So, Nim and Aleshe, how do you both react to that?
Aleshe is ready for a fight, so she immediately takes out her vibroblade and stands at a ready position because she feels threatened by what just happened.
I will be, because I swear I have my lightsaber like hidden on my on my person, but it's like under things and everything, so I do not go for that. Also, recent events. So I grab blaster from the back of my belt and I just start blasting.
I was muted.
Oh, I can't hear you.
Yep.
Hear
Sorry
you.
about that.
There we go.
So Nim, you're not waiting for any sort of anyone else to make their first move. You just start blasting.
She's on solo. She's firing first.
No. What I do is can I like sense with the force if they're about to attack?
I'd say you could roll force and maybe try and get just get a sense of their sort of state of mind, or what their sort of, I guess state of mind would probably be the best way to put that.
Okay.
Let's do probably a sense roll.
Okay, so that's 2d. 3 and 3.
3 and 3.
Yeah.
Let's see. With that roll, I would say your connection with the Force right now feels somewhat clouded, and it is a little difficult for you to really get a grasp on what's going through these different sort of henchmen's heads, whether it's correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as Nim's background goes, she may not be the most well-versed for combat. So this may be the first time in a while that she has had to deal with something like this. So that could be the issue. It could also just be there is a good number of them, and it may just be difficult to hone in on just one of them. But for the moment, you're not really able to use the Force to get a sense of them at the moment.
Okay, so yeah, to be clear, the blasting thing was a joke.
Okay.
So I just hold it up because that's what everyone else is doing, and I'm just like, okay, we're doing this now.
One of the henchmen on the landing pad, continuing to have his blaster pistol raised, he'll look at you, Aleshe, and say, "All right, just put it down."
Aleshe, raises her eyebrow. She kind of chuckles at him and says, You should probably take your own advice. And she like still hangs onto her viper blade, so she's not backing down.
I don't back down either because I'm just following Aleshe's lead.
He'll, looking at you and pointing his blaster pistol at Aleshe, he'll sort of give out a big sigh and go, "So be it."
Oh God.
In the elevator, Vreskev, you're traveling down, and sort of without a inclination or a warning, the elevator comes to an abrupt halt as you are sort of violently shaken, possibly falling to the floor. And we see a view back upstairs, and we see sort of steam rising off of Overseer's blaster pistol, and he shot the control panel for the elevator, essentially stopping it in its tracks. And he sort of does the cliche like, and he'll holster it back, and he'll say, "That'll slow him down for a few minutes." And he'll walk back towards the sort of large viewing windows in the tower, and he'll sort of put his hands behind his back. And there is another henchman in there with him. I believe it's the same one that brought you up, and he just sort of looks on with him. And with that, I think we're going to get into combat here. So,
Oh God.
I'm going to need. Let's see here. I'm going to need all three of you to. Actually, I'm going to need Nim and Aleshe to roll dexterity, and I'm going to need Vreskev to roll for perception. And so roll, and then I will come to each of you, and then you will tell me what you rolled. So give me 1 second here.
Yeah.
Y'all are gonna have to remind me the number of dice and stuff once we get into the. You know how I always forget.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I always forget. I'm like, I don't remember.
Okay,
And you
so
explain it to me every time.
that's okay. Aleshe, we'll start with you. So, what did you get on that roll?
I got 5, 1, 3, and 2.
5, 1, 3, and 2. Okay. Nim, how about you?
I got 5.
5. And Vreskev?
For perception, I have 6, 5, and 4.
6, 5, and 4. Very good, very good.
If we add it all up.
All right. Let's see. Now I'm going to roll for these guys here. Let's see.
Lost.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there we go.
Did it cut me off?
The bit.
There we go.
I don't know why it does that every time.
Oh. Hold on. I gotta fix. Oh, now Kaci left too?
Am I back? I don't know what happened.
Oh, you're back, but your camera's off.
There we go. Sorry.
No, you're okay. The, like,
Technology.
on the overlay, the like camera switch, so I was like having a mini freak out, but we're good.
Oh no.
Okay. And then roll for overseer. All right. Okay, cool. All right, so first in initiative order, we have Vreskev. So
All right.
like I said, the elevator abruptly comes to a stop. How does Vreskev react, and what's your plan of action?
Considering how many times Fresk has probably been backstabbed and had this sort of thing happen, he knows, stopping like this very sudden, there's something going on. So he's gonna, I don't know, is there a way I can is there a panel or something I can override the elevator to keep it going down, or it is not gonna work and just try and get out and go around the elevator?
Yeah, so there is a sort of panel in there that has some, colorful buttons and switches and all that fun stuff. So you're more than welcome to try and see if anything in there works and see what happens.
Sweet. I will do that. Let's see. Would that be like a computer check, or
I mean, it's sort of
like or just a straight mechanical check?
So it depends. If you're just trying to are you just pressing the bottom floor button or the down button?
No. He's fully. He knows that just pressing the button is he'll probably tap it real quick, but it's when that doesn't work. He's taking the panel off and trying to hotwire the thing.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So in that case, I think that's going to be a technical check of some sort. Yeah, it will probably be a technical computers check.
Okay. That's 2D. And that is a 4 and a 4.
4 and a 4, nice. So describe to me what it looks like when when the elevator stops and Vres starts going to work. What does that look like?
Vres, kind of stumble a little bit. He's take a bearing, see that he is fully stopped. Press the button, and then he's going to pull out a one of his tools that he uses for armament and stuff. One of his kind of space screwdriver, and then just pry the panel off real quick and just start digging through, finding the wires to make this thing go down. He doesn't care that it's probably going to mess it up, and maintenance is going to have to be called and fix it, but he just needs it to go straight down back to his ship.
Yeah, you do exactly that. You take this panel off, And oddly enough, some of these wires and components look somewhat familiar to you, whether maybe they're different parts you're familiar with, or maybe some of the parts are also used um, on ships of some sort. So you do a pretty good job of getting to work. You do realize that this will take you a little bit of time, but you're at least confident in your abilities that you will be able to get this elevator back in working condition. It may just take a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, he's setting to the task. He needs to get back to the ship, so he's doing it as fast as he can, but also not being stupid.
Gotcha. All right, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Next is Aleshe.
Okay.
So how many actions would you like to take this turn?
Mm. I'm gonna take one right now.
Okay. And what would that action be?
The guys haven't started. They haven't started firing at us, correct?
Not yet, no.
Okay. Mm. Can Aleshe be diplomatic? That's the question. Um. So Aleshe, she glances at Nim, and so much is running through her mind. She doesn't want to fight if she doesn't have to, but she's willing to do it just to get out of there. So she steps toward one of the closer henchmen on the landing pad, and knocks his blaster out of his hand.
So you're going to attempt to sort of come at this henchman and
Just disarm him.
Disarm him? Gotcha.
I don't want to cut anyone open yet unless they fire at me.
Gotcha. So would that be, are you doing like a super cool like kick and like kicking out of his hands? Are you like trying to like chop it with your vibroblade? What's your plan of attack here? You can get pretty creative.
I can. Wow. I like the idea of doing like a kick, because he has it out, so kicks the guy's wrist.
Nice.
Hoping to have him drop his blaster.
Awesome. All right, so for that I will need we're gonna go with a brawl, which is going to be under strength.
Okay. And since I just did one action, I don't need to take a dice away, correct?
Yep, no penalties since it's just one action.
Okay, cool. So that's 2D. Oh gosh. 5 and 5.
Whoa, look at that. Yeah. So what happens? Describe what this looks like.
Oh, okay. So after Aleshe glances at Nim to see, what she's thinking. She can't get a read on Nim. She doesn't want to put this person in danger. She wants to just get on the ship and go. So she assesses her surroundings, decides that the first thing that she can do, the best thing that she can do, is not start the fight, just try to end it before it even begins. So she turns to her side, which is where one of the guys is. In doing so, she lifts her leg high in the air in a big arch and hits his wrist hard enough for him to drop the blaster, and the blaster skitters away from him. Um, and then she kind of readies herself, like not like ready for a fight, but just kind of like, what are you gonna do kind of thing. I just took your blaster out of your hand. And then she like waits to see what they're gonna do. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, that exactly happens. The henchman's blaster goes skidding across the landing pad, and he has this look of sort of surprise on him as, with a blink of an eye, you sort of rushed over to him and did all of that. And next we have Nim.
Hi. So as soon as I see Aleshe attack, I will immediately shoot the nearest one because well, not the one that she kicks, but the one that's nearest to me. And hopefully I get him in the face. You know, because you know they're wearing a lot of body armor. I don't want to miss.
Yeah.
So, but I'm gonna try and get 2. So immediately after that, I'm gonna try and go bam bam. Is that possible?
Okay, so are you just trying to shoot at 1 this round or 2?
Trying to shoot at 2.
Okay.
Or can I only do 1?
No, you can do 2. It's just that's gonna be like 2 separate actions, so you'll have to like, you won't be able to roll as much dice as if you only shot at 1.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. And then Vreskev, remind me, what kind of blaster did you give her? Do you remember?
It's I think it was like a standard blaster pistol.
Okay.
It wasn't like a heavy blaster pistol. It was one of the ones from the guns that he's running.
Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah. So Nim, that will be a blaster's roll, with a -1 penalty since you are shooting at 2 different henchmen here. So
okay. How many do I need to roll?
Yeah. So whatever your blaster's skill is.
I don't have one.
Oh, it should be. It's under dexterity. So if you don't have anything in blasters,
Okay.
then you just roll dexterity.
Okay.
But at -1.
1, 6, 5.
1, 6, 5. Okay, and that's at the -1, correct?
Did you roll 3 dice or 2?
I roll 3 dice.
Okay.
So do you have 4 dexterity normally?
No, I normally have. Right. So I get a 1 and a 6.
Okay, 1 and a 6.
A 1
okay.
and a 6.
Let me see. I think I always forget if ties mean it's a hit or it's a miss, because that is the case here. Let me look real quick. I think it is a hit, but let me see. Maybe. I know I've seen it. Like I've seen the words, but it's finding them.
You could try Control F.
I could do that. That's a good idea. Control.
We can make a call for today, and then we can figure it out for sure later, if y'all just want to do that.
Check one more thing, and then we'll make a call. Okay. Says if the total number of hits meets or succeeds, then you succeed. Okay. So you did
Nice.
hit. You did hit him. Okay. So in that case, the damage on a regular blaster is going to be I believe it is why can't I find the weapons now? I believe it is 2. Here we go. Yeah, so remind me what you rolled again. That it was 6 and 1, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So hits, it's gonna be hits plus 2. So he takes 3 damage.
Nice.
Nice. All right. And then what other henchmen are you shooting at?
How many are there again? I completely forgot.
Yep, so there's the 2 on the landing pad
Mm-hmm.
with you and Aleshe. There are 2 on a forklift that are sort of floating nearby the landing pad. And just leaving the tower a ways away is another forklift with 2 2 on there as well. So right now there's a total of 6.
Okay, so Aleshe has taken care of the other one that's near us.
Mhm.
So, you know, the 2 on the forklift, are they like close to the edge?
It's a very the space where they're standing is not very big at all.
Okay, so if I
yeah.
hit one and I succeeded, is it possible they would fall off the side?
That is definitely a possibility. I can't say for sure that is what happens, but you definitely like it's a very like they have to be very careful not to fall off. Is what you can tell.
Okay, so I will shoot one of them, but I'll shoot one of them in like just general body area.
Okay. All right, go for it.
Same roll again.
Yep.
4, 4.
4. That is also a hit. So that's going to be 2 hits plus 2. That brings him down. Right? That's what I said? Yep. So Aleshe, after you kick this henchman's blaster pistol away from him, you hear these blaster shots ring out behind you, and a quick glance over your shoulder, you see that Nim has shot a couple of these henchmen, by the looks of it, fairly easily. And with that, it is going to be Overseer's turn. Let's see. What will he do? I think he's going to turn to the henchman up in the tower with him. And he's going to say... He'll turn to him and say... It seems that even when my men are outnumbering their foes, they still can't get the job done. Why don't you go down there and make sure our friend in the elevator doesn't escape and doesn't help them. And he will nod and sort of go down. He'll take the stairs, I guess, in lack of a better term. All right, next is the henchman's turn. So since there are... I split them up into groups. So there's 3 separate groups. So we'll go through them separately here. So the ones on the landing pad, they are going to take... they'll each take 1 action. The first one, the one near Aleshe, he will look over at his blaster that's sort of stopped skidding on the floor and give you a quick glance. And he is going to sort of try and brush past you, Aleshe, and sort of dive for his blaster. The other one, who was just shot, is now going to attempt to return the favor to Nim. And
Was he shot in the face?
he was not shot in the face, actually.
Oh, okay. I was like, whoa.
It was
He's
close.
Still alive.
Yeah. So yeah, he is going to do that. And I think it's just... Okay. Get my dice here. All right. He misses. So, Nim, you're able to dodge the few blaster shots that he attempts to take at you.
Nice.
Jedi reflexes go.
Yes, definitely. Next, we have the 2 on the forklift that are nearby. The one that Nim shot was kind of taken by surprise, and he sort of like went like fell backwards, and it looked like he was going to fall off, but luckily he like caught himself on the railing, and him and the other guy on the forklift are going to spend their turn trying to get that guy back up. And the other forklift is still a ways away, but it is continuing to come towards the 2 of you. And that will be that. Next, we go back to Vreskev.
All right. So do I have to hack again this time, or did I get it last time and I am on my way down?
I will ask you to hack another time.
Okay. That is a 6 and a 4, and the 6 is the different die.
Perfect. With that, I would say you get of the wires and everything else in the correct place, and you now have full control of this elevator.
Sweet. He's riding that sucker down. He's heading to his ship.
Gotcha. And I'll say on the start of your next turn, you will reach the bottom and you'll be able to get out.
Okay. He's gonna kind of post up near the door and pull his rifle and be ready. So like when he gets there, he's ready to come out blasting.
Gotcha. Sounds good. Aleshe.
Okay, I'm gonna do 2 actions.
Okay.
The first action I'm going to take is I'm going to literally tackle this guy who dove for his blaster. I try to intercept, and I try to tackle him to the floor so he doesn't get his blaster. So that's my first action.
And then is there depending on what happens, is there going to be a second action? Is that kind of where we're going with this? Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll do that. So I think we'll have you do Brawl again.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Since it's 2 actions and it's only 2D, I only roll 1, correct?
Correct.
Okay. 3.
3.
Not the best.
Yeah, so I'll say what happens for this is he sort of gets a little bit of a head start on you. So what I'm envisioning is he's like diving and literally like you like catch him, but he's like a few like crawls away from this blaster.
Okay.
So he didn't quite get there, but you also didn't completely like stop him, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So when I grab him, I'm trying to picture it. Am I like pulling him back, or am I on the ground with him?
Yeah, I was envisioning that you're sort of like you both sort of like dove like
Right.
off the ground, you know?
Like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. So I'm like holding on to him and he's, crawling to get this blaster. So my second action is, you know what? Aleshe saw Nim shoot some guys, so she's like ready for a fight. Like she's pumped. So
she's like, oh,
she was
that's
like,
where we're going?
I didn't start it. Okay, like cool. Like I'm down. And so to stop him from getting the blaster, she grabbed her vibroblade that she's been holding this whole time, I assume. She didn't put it up. And she just like flips it in her hand and just like tries to stab him.
Okay.
And I assume he's on his stomach, so like stab him like literally in the back.
Dude. Yeah, go for it. That's gonna be a melee.
Okay, so 4D dexterity.
Yep.
-1. Oh wait, sorry, 40 dexterity, and then 1D melee. So I roll 4.
Correct. Yep.
That's okay. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh, okay. I got a 6. We went everywhere. A 1, a 2, and a 3.
6, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's see. All right, so you hit him for 4 damage.
Nice.
You stab into him and give him a nice puncture wound, and he sort of lets out a big like ugh. And at the moment, you didn't outright kill him, but at the moment he is in a lot of pain. So, his reaching for his blaster is not at the front of his mind anymore, at least. So you did sort of solve that problem. If that's it for you, we will go to Nim.
Hello. So the one that I pissed off, he missed me, right? So he's pretty close, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I would say maybe. Yeah, I would say generally close. Like you probably, if you were to try and like get to him, it would probably take you like your full like turn. So he's not like an arm's reach, but you could like run to him, if that makes sense, within your turn. Because generally each round is thought of as like about like 6 seconds. So you could reach him generally in 6 seconds, if that makes sense.
Okay, so
I don't know. I don't know if that answers your question.
Try and shoot him again.
You. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I also annoyed the people at the forklift, didn't I? So I do the same as last time.
Okay.
But instead of because there's two guys at the forklift, right? So
Mhm.
I shoot the guy that I didn't shoot beforehand.
Okay. So you're shooting twice. Once at the one guy on the landing pad, and the other
Yeah.
guy you didn't shoot before on the forklift.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. Let's do the landing pad first.
6, 3, and 6, 4.
And that's at -1, correct?
Yeah, I've got 3D for Dexter for the blaster. So I only rolled twice for each of them.
Okay, so what? So that was. So give me your first roll. What was your first roll?
6 and 3 and
6 and
6
3.
and 4.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so those are both hits. So the first guy, landing pad, he'll take 3 damage. Six, 3, and 6, 4 was the other one? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And that one will take 4 damage. So just as the guy on the landing pad was sort of getting back up and sort of gathering himself, and after he shot and missed you, he gets shot again and lets out a loud cry in pain. Meanwhile, on the forklift, the guy that was trying to help his buddy up after almost falling off gets shot, and in that he accidentally lets go of his hand because he just got shot in the back. So you see him, he oh, and then the guy just starts falling.
So I got rid of one.
Yep.
Yeah, Nim is killing it.
Literally.
Literally.
Nice. All right. Overseer. I think he is just watching at this point. So there's not much for his turn. Next we'll do the henchman. Let's see. We'll start with the ones on the landing pad. The one near Aleshe just got stabbed. He is going to sort of turn over, and he is going to attempt to let's see. I think he's just at this point just trying to get away from you. So he's gonna try and push you off of him basically. So I think for this we'll do opposed strength checks. So Aleshe, if you could roll strength for me, that would be awesome.
Okay. Four and 3.
4 and 3. Okay. So as he turns over and attempts to push you, but also get up at the same time, you are more than prepared for this. So he is going nowhere at the moment. The other one, he will see that his plan of trying to shoot Nim is not really working out, and he is going to attempt to come at Nim with just a dead sprint. And that is what he is going to do. And we'll see what happens when Nim's turn comes back around. Meanwhile, on the forklift, the one henchman watches as his his buddy, his best friend, just falls deeper into
I shouldn't be laughing.
into Bespin, and he will turn, kind of reaching at his back where the blaster hit him from Nim, and he is going to, for lack of a better term, like put the forklift in like whatever gear will get him to the landing pad the fastest, and he is also going to drive there full speed. Meanwhile, the other forklift is
So the forklift's coming at me at like 20k an hour.
Yeah, pretty much. Meanwhile, the other forklift is nearly there. Aleshe, you may probably at the start of your next turn, you may have just some like general blasters like coming your direction, but they're like nowhere near hitting you. They're just like firing from a distance away and just trying to like lay down some covering fire, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Gotcha. Meanwhile, our henchman in the tower is still making his way down.
All those stairs.
I know. And that will be that. So next we have Vreskev. I believe this is round 3.
Yep. So the elevator's going to kind of come down. Then the doors are going to open. Oh, sorry, that's my alarm. I have a little while to work. And like there's not going to be like he's going to be to the side and see if like anybody just fires through the second it opens. Take like a moment to kind of give them, and then he's going to pop out, see if he sees anyone directly waiting for him.
Okay. So I'm trying to process what you just said. So the door.
So I'm trying to stealth and see if I can get the drop on anybody if they're waiting for me, but I don't know that they're there, so I don't know who to stealth against.
Right. So the door's open. The elevator music stops playing. The door is open. That's what I imagine as he like gets it to work.
It keeps playing.
Yeah, yeah. And he's just like
Keeps playing.
he's like, oh, I haven't heard this song before.
Now I'll be the elevator. Just keep going.
Yep. So yeah, the door's open. And looking out, you don't see anyone.
Oh, sweet. At that point, he's going to sprint for the door, to where the ship's at.
Say that one more time.
Are there windows or anything? Can he, see out there?
So, trying to remember your way, it's not like the door's open and directly in front of you is where the landing pad is. It's a little bit of a turn around the corner. There is no windows, but it's just a short distance to the door to the landing pad.
Okay, yeah, he's as soon as nobody's right there, he assumes they're not kind of waiting for him, and he's dead sprint. He'll blow all the actions he can to sprint for the ship.
Gotcha. Let's see here. Give me a straight perception check.
Oh, that's not awesome. That is a 3, 3, and a 2.
So looking out the elevator doors, seeing no one, you turn left around the corner and start heading towards the landing pad. And out of the darkness, this henchman comes around the corner as well and full on tackles you and says, "Where are you going?"
Oh boy.
He tackles you to the ground. And yeah, we'll see what happens on your next turn. Next we have Aleshe.
Okay. So the guy tried to knock me off of him. Obviously, it didn't work. So I'm going to take 2 actions. The first one is going to be with the hand that's not holding my vibroblade. Quickly, I just want to get rid of this dude. I'm just like, okay, you've caused me too much hassle. So with the hand that's not holding the vibroblade, I whip, or like I bring it to my side and whip out my blaster that I have, and I shoot him in the head. That's my first one.
All right, and you said you're doing 2, so that's your first action?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to... okay, so we'll just do that first. So give me a... well, I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's fine. Give me... So is your... like, essentially, like, vibroblade in one hand, reach behind you, grab your blaster in your other?
And yeah.
Nice.
Like
nice.
a sharpshooter. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Roll for blasters at -1.
Okay. I got 5, 6, and 1.
5, 6, and 1. That is going to be a hit. And if you're aiming for the head, we'll just go ahead and say that you take this guy out.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. And your second action?
Okay, so my second action is, does me getting off the ground count as an action? Or no? I hope not, but if
no.
it does, that's
So
fine.
you still have your movement, because you always get like a free like movement each turn.
Okay.
So I would say like getting up like constitute as like part of your movement. So yeah, you could probably get up.
So while I was on the ground with this dude, I started noticing blaster fire coming in our direction. It wasn't hitting anyone, but it was there. So I, after killing this guy, get up from on top of him and stand up and face where the blaster fire is coming from, and I see 2 more henchmen on another forklift heading our way. So this time I want to get rid of the threat before it comes here, so I want to use my magic. And I want to use telekinesis. I had to remember what magic I had. I want to use telekinesis, and I want to like throw them off of the moving forklift. And I don't know if I can do both at the same time. Like green smoke comes out of my hands, and I like reach out and I just like move my hands outward to see if they can just like fall off. Yeah. That's what I'm hoping to do.
So yeah, so roll for telekinesis. I can't remember exactly how I had it in there on your character sheet. Does it just say?
It was part of illusion. I was just on that message. I don't have any number by illusion. So I was supposed to get 2 illusions and then 1 waters of life.
Okay. Yes.
And my 2 illusions was telekinesis and like blurred visage.
Okay.
And then my waters of life was like rejuvenation or something.
Okay.
So should my illusion have 2D on it then?
So I think
no?
Is it under, because I think I have it under, it's like magic. The other ones. Yeah, it has magic. Does magic have anything by it?
Magic has 1D, and then waters of life has 1D.
Okay. So yeah, for this, you would just roll 1d for the illusion.
Okay. Um,
And don't forget. Wait. Don't forget. I'll be nice. You have
my force point,
yes.
right? Oh, so I'm gonna get 2. I'm gonna do that. That's
You're
gonna
gonna
be
do
my
that?
1 force
Okay.
point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh God, I'm gonna waste it probably. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. 4 and 5. Not bad.
So describe what this looks like when Aleshe just sort of stares these two.
And she's just like annoyed. She was like, I just wanted to get on this ship to get out of Coruscant. Like I just walked into this fight. I'm pissed off. I don't want to be doing this, so I want to get rid of these guys. So she green mist starts coming out of her hands. She has this like angry grin on her face because she's annoyed. And so green mist starts coming out of her hands. And she doesn't lock eyes with the guys because they're still so far away, but she like concentrates on the 2 guys that are on this forklift, and she raises her hands out in front of her like this, aiming at the guys, and she sees the green mist go from her hands like to the guys. And the guys are I feel like they would be confused. They wouldn't know what was happening, but who knows? Maybe they've run into Night Sisters before. And so Aleshe has her hands up like this, and she's concentrating. And as soon as the green mist, her magic touches them, she brings her hands down very quickly to the side, and both guys on the forklift just kind of go off both sides and they fall down.
Yeah, you sort of stare these 2 down as they continue to come towards you, and as you said, the green mist comes out of your hands and starts to reach to them, and their perspective is like they're like, firing at you, but then the other guy's like, you see that, right? What is that? And it's like, I don't know, just keep on driving. And all of a sudden he's like, that feels kind of, and then they just like fall off.
Mid-sentence falls off.
Yeah. And without like a warning, the forklift just slowly like comes to a stop in midair as the other 2 fall off. Awesome. Alrighty. Nim, I believe
Hello.
it is your turn. Hello. Yeah, so this...
Oh yeah, that guy's sprinting straight at me, isn't
yes, he is. He's not quite to you, so you do have a moment to react. What would you like to do?
So, behind me, how far away am I from the edge of the platform?
So the way I was envisioning it was that, I mean, you have the ship behind you, so that's definitely an obstacle. I would say...
No, because my idea was like, what if I just like stepped aside and he just ran straight past me and then tripped?
Right.
But if I'm like right in front of the ship, then that wouldn't work.
Right. At least that's what I was envisioning, was you sort of in front of the ship. So in this case, that would not work.
Okay.
I mean, you make him look like a dumbass, but you're not going to drop him off the ledge that way.
Yeah. So, okay. So 2 options. I can either step to the side and try and trip him up and then like he face plant, or I can use, because like, how big is the blaster? Is it like rifle, like not rifle big, but like a standard kind of stormtrooper kind of blaster, or is it like like a mini pistol, like Amidala kind of size like this?
Yeah, I would say it's not the same exact blaster as maybe we'll say like Han Solo, for example. but it's roughly that size. It's not quite a holdout blaster like Padme Amidala style, but it's smaller. Not quite like a rifle where you may need two hands to use it.
Okay, so if I just kind of like, as he comes towards me, I just kind of like go for the face like that.
Just try and like smack him across the face, basically.
Yeah, like because he's coming straight at me, I may as well just kind of
Yeah.
bat him out of the way.
Might as well. Is that going to be your only action?
Well, the forklift guys are gone, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, the approaching one, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, let's for that.
Would that be melee?
Yeah, that will be brawl, which is under strength.
Yeah, 3. So 3, 2, 6.
6. Let's see.
Oh no, my three rolls were 3, 2, and 6. I was reading them out to you as I was doing the generator.
Hold on. I'm confused now. Sorry.
Apologies.
3. It was 11.
Okay, yeah. So you don't.
Oh, like all together.
Right. We're not adding them up. We're just like going based off what the actual like dice come up with.
Okay, so 3, 2, and 6.
Okay, got it. Okay. Let's see. With that roll, I'm gonna say that as he is sprinting towards you, he's gonna be able to sort of see your attempted like swing at him coming, and he's going to sort of dodge out of the way of that. And so he didn't. You doing that sort of took him like off his like course of like running at you. So he's like standing next to you now, but he didn't like tackle you or like. Does that make sense?
Okay, so we're just really close together.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Let's see. Next is Overseer. I'm gonna say Overseer watching his henchmen either die or fall off into the cloudy Bespin air. We'll see that his plan isn't quite going accordingly. And he is going to sort of like slowly back away from the large viewing window, and he is going to start heading downstairs, away from sort of his the top of the tower, basically. All right, so we have. Let me see. I think there's just the one henchman left outside. Right? Or is there...
One that was on the landing pad?
Yeah, the one that rushed her. I believe so.
Because all the ones on the forklift were taken care of, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yep. I remembered right. Okay. Okay, so the one on the landing pad next to Nim, he notices sort of in this tussle with you, he notices that you have this not necessarily like a backpack on you. I guess I'm not sure. It's not like a backpack. It's not really like a purse, but it's like,
Like one of those computer bag type things.
yeah, kind of like that. And he sees that it like has something in it. So he is going to try and grab a hold of that and sort of like lift it off of you, basically. If that
Okay.
makes sense. So let's do. Let me see here. So when he's trying to do that, how would Nim react to that? Would she just sort of let him do his thing, or would she try and stop him?
So because her lightsaber is in the bottom of that bag, she would like definitely overreact and force push.
Just straight up force push.
Straight up force push.
Okay.
Because this is on instinct, not thinking at all.
Okay. Then, since that is a pretty significant event, why don't we just have you do that right now? Go ahead and roll the force and roll for alter.
Okay. 6, 1.
6-1.
Yeah.
Describe sort of what it looks like when Nim does this.
So what he does is like the second he like touches the strap, I just go like that, like immediately. It's like I push him with my hands at first, so like I am touching him, but then it just goes. But then he like goes way further back than he would have if I just pushed him.
As you reach out your hands to touch him, it's as if the force is sort of slowing everything down, and you can visualize, or you can see your hands slowly going towards this henchman. And for a moment, the scene totally changes, and Nim, much younger, is back at the Jedi Temple, doing the exact same sort of hand gesture. And there's a human man standing next to her. And he'll say, "Good, Padawan. Now keep trying to move these boxes." Use the Force.
I just got so sad.
We're in the middle of a battle.
I know.
Emotions now.
I know.
Yeah.
He continues to look at you, Nim. Go on, try again.
I'll try again. It's okay.
Trying again, the little Padawan Nim is unsuccessful in her force push against these simple boxes at the Jedi Temple. And the man will sort of slowly bend down, sort of to your level, and look into your eyes, and he'll say, and he'll reach out his hand towards yours, and he'll say, "May I?" Sort of asking permission if he can help guide you.
I say yeah. Because I'm struggling. Emotionally too.
His much larger hand sort of positions your hands and arms slightly differently, and as he touches you, it's as if his and your connection with the Force become one and become linked for this moment, and a rush of emotion and force begins to flow through you, Nim. And I imagine, and you can tell me if you were visioning that differently, but I imagine Nim would almost maybe sort of close her eyes in this moment, and the man will say, "Visualize the force flowing through you, moving these boxes." And for what seems like forever, time passes, and you open your eyes, and you notice that your master is no longer kneeling down by you or touching you. But in the Jedi Temple, you see the boxes that you were supposed to push are now scattered across the room. And your master will say, "Well done, Padawan." And back on the landing pad, you hear that echo in your head. "Well done, Padawan. Well done." And we're brought back to the current time as this henchman gets flown backwards, and you see him sort of fly back and sort of hits the ship and smashes down to the floor.
Okay.
You okay?
Does he like break his spine or something? That's gotta hurt.
He's definitely dazed at that.
No,
Yeah.
I would say he's just at first glance, he's knocked out, if anything, but he's definitely not moving at this point.
Okay.
That was so emotional. Wow.
It was.
That was very emotional.
Next we have the henchman in the tower who has just tackled Vreskev. He will pretty much just start attempting to, I guess, punch you, Vreskev, as best he can.
All right.
So he is going to roll for brawl, and let's do an opposed check. So why don't you do that as well?
So I also will brawl.
Yep.
That's a 5 and a 6. Nice.
5 and a 6.
Woo!
All right. Let's see. So I will say that he doesn't. You don't take any damage, and most of the punches that he attempts to land you, you're able to either counter or misdirect in some way. So he's definitely like a formidable foe, but he doesn't land any punches on you at the current moment.
Yeah.
And then we'll go to Vreskev.
All right. So this guy. So when he tackled me, am I like tackled against the wall and we're both still standing up, or is he fully like tackled me to the ground and I need to stand up and try and run?
Yeah, fully like tackled you to the ground, and now it's just kind of like over you, just like coming at you.
So I was like blocking him with my rifle, like just keeping him off me. So that's why none of his punches landed. I'm just gonna try and shove him back and get a 2 Chark shots on him from my family's blaster.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's see. So I'm gonna say that's gonna be 2 actions.
Okay.
One to sort of push him off and get enough distance to where you're able to actually like get off an accurate shot, and then your second action will be to actually shoot him. So let's try the first action.
Okay.
So let's just do another strength check.
Okay. So that's going to be if it's 2 actions, that's 2 strengths, so 1 dice on that.
Okay.
That's 5.
All right. He rolled a little bit better. So he what are you just sort of like you have your
Yeah, I have my rifle in my hand, and I'm just trying to butt him away, get him off me.
when you do that initial motion, he's going to grab on to your rifle as well, and now he's like trying to like take it away from you.
Okay.
So since you still have 1 action left to be used, what would you like to do with that?
In that case, I will. I'm just gonna try and get up. He's not taking my rifle, so I'm gonna try and toss him off that. Get the rifle away from him for sure.
Okay, so maybe try a strength again.
Yep.
Okay.
That is also a 5.
All right.
Nice.
Generally the same outcome. You're both just sort of wrestling over this rifle at the moment.
Yeah. I can kind of tell he's a stronger dude, but Vresk is still very. Vresk has his height, so he's mostly trying to use that, but it's not really working because the guy's just like built really well.
Gotcha. Next we come to Aleshe, who, after using her magic to take out these 2 henchmen on the forklift, behind you hear this loud thud, and you turn and you see just out of the corner of your eye this henchman fly up against the ship and land face first back down on the landing pad, and you see Nim reaching out with her hands like this.
So that definitely. So where Vreskev is, can we see him?
No, you cannot see him.
You cannot. Okay. So I see Nim with her hands out. I see this dude hit the ship. And Aleshe